A single software engineering team at a Fortune 500 company just got handed a 3-month deadline to build an autonomous code review agent that learns their codebase, remembers previous decisions, and suggests fixes across a 1,000,000-line repository. They're about to discover that picking the wrong AI backbone could mean the difference between a shipping product and months of rework. This isn't hypothetical, it's happening right now across thousands of teams. On July 21, 2026, Google released Gemini 3.6 Flash as a stepping stone. 3 days later, Claude Opus 5 rolled out, replacing Opus 4.8 as Anthropic's flagship. And as of July 24, 2026, GPT-6 still hasn't launched. OpenAI confirmed it won't ship in 2025, but 2026 is the year everyone's watching. Right now, no one has GPT-6 in production. These 3 models are training for the same race, but they're building different muscles. Gemini 4 is chasing agentic AI. Claude Opus 5 is leaning hard into long context and reasoning depth. And GPT-6 is rumored to pack long-term memory that persists across weeks of conversations. Let's start with context window, because it sounds boring but it's the difference between a chatbot and a researcher. A context window is how much text a model can read and understand in a single conversation. Claude Opus 5 ships with 1 million tokens. That's roughly 750,000 words, or a 2,000-page novel. GPT-6 is rumored at 1.5 million tokens, enough to ingest an entire codebase, a full documentation set, and months of chat history simultaneously. 1 million tokens feels enormous until you're a team trying to debug a sprawling microservices architecture spread across 20 files, each 10,000 lines. Suddenly 1 million tokens is tight. The catch with GPT-6's rumored 1.5 million? OpenAI hasn't confirmed the number. The rumor comes from industry chatter and leaked benchmarks, not an official press release. Gemini 4's context window is still unknown, which makes this race even murkier. Now let's talk about agentic reasoning, the feature that actually changes what these models can do versus what they've always done. Traditional LLMs respond to prompts. Agentic AI breaks down a goal into sub-goals, figures out what tools to use, executes them, and loops until the job is done without asking for permission between steps. GPT-6 is expected to expand this with better goal decomposition and more tool integrations. Gemini 4 is also building agentic capabilities, though Google hasn't detailed exactly how far. Claude Opus 5 added an high reasoning effort setting for complex problems, which is a layer closer to agentic reasoning but not the same thing. It's adjustable depth, not autonomous tool calling loops. Here's the production reality. A team building a long-running code review agent doesn't just need high reasoning. They need the model to ingest the last 3 months of pull requests, remember patterns from earlier decisions, and apply those patterns consistently. Opus 5 handles the context window. But does it remember decisions across separate conversation threads? The answer is, not natively. That's where long-term memory becomes the real differentiator. Long-term memory is the ability to recall user preferences, projects, and conversation history over extended periods, days, weeks, or months. GPT-6 is expected to feature this. Claude Opus 5 does not. Gemini 4's long-term memory capabilities are unconfirmed. If you're building a system where the AI needs to remember we always validate timestamps before schema changes or this team prefers immutable data structures, you need persistent memory, not just a big context window. A context window is like having a large desk. Memory is like having a filing cabinet that's organized and searchable. Now let's pause on the hype and talk about what we actually don't know yet. GPT-6 is not out. We don't have real benchmarks. The rumors about 1.5 million tokens, 10 trillion parameters, and long-term memory are industry whispers, not confirmed specs. When a model finally launches, it sometimes overperforms the hype on certain tasks and underperforms on others. Claude Opus 5 just rolled out days ago. Early performance looks competitive on reasoning benchmarks, but it's too early for production teams to know if it's the right choice for their long-running agents. And Gemini 4 won't arrive until late 2026 or early 2027. Google has kicked off its most aggressive pre-training campaign in history, but that doesn't guarantee a finish line date. The 3 models are like marathon runners in training. One's building memory and endurance. One's building strategic depth. One's building speed and autonomy. Until they actually cross the finish line, nobody truly knows who wins. So what should a team do right now? If you're building a system that needs to ingest massive documents or code bases in a single session, Opus 5's 1 million token window is immediately available and real. If you need agentic behavior and long-term memory, you're waiting, either for GPT-6 or for Gemini 4, and both are several months away. If you're starting a major project in August 2026, you're essentially betting on one of these horses finishing first. That's the honest version. The version where you wait a few months to see real production results instead of jumping on first-day availability. The version where competition means real choice, and real choice means a world where you can actually compare instead of guessing. Three major AI models are converging on the same problem, making AI that can think deeper, remember longer, and act more autonomously. Whichever one ships first with all three working together wins the market. Until then, the race is still being run.